Oh hey, didn't see you there. So, what am I doing? I'm just practicing one of my many hobbies of woodworking. And this is one of my favorite hobbies. It consumes a lot of my time. In addition to this, I spend a lot of time working on both my motorcycle and a few people I know. So, what do these hobbies have to do with anything, you may be wondering? Well, the hobbies of working on a motorcycle and woodworking are more relatable to engineering than you would probably imagine. Both offer various traits that would better myself as an engineer because I'm learning skills and I'm seeing different perspectives that I wouldn't otherwise see. Woodworking, for example, you have the opportunity to have a conceptual design, something like a sketch on a paper. Then you can take it to a desk. You can put it in a program like AutoCAD or SketchUp. You can make your design, make your parts lists, then come down to the table saw, cut your parts to spec, and put it together just like Lego. Not many people get to see the process from full conceptual design to final finished product. So I know you wanted to see me doing some of this work in action. It's going to be a little bit loud and noisy. So while we're sitting here on top of the table saw, I'm going to show you some of the projects that I've done already, talk about them, talk about why I did them, and just show them off to you. So let's start out here with a nice solid stool. Now this one right here is made entirely using only one 2x4, and this one right here is extremely strong. All of the jointery of this stool, they're all lap joints. Another project that I've made here is this box to keep all of my smaller fishing lures organized. So how did I make this one? I started out by having these individual boxes. I thought they were kind of messy and I wanted a way to organize them. So I took some measurements, I went on to Autodesk, and I modeled up a few different models. And simple projects like this are what gives me a lot of enjoyment while woodworking, because this isn't really something you can buy. This is completely custom from a conceptual idea right now into the physical form. To show off a few other objects, this one right here is a watch holder. I consider myself a bit of a watch collector, and watches look a little bit messy when they're sitting everywhere on your desk. So you simply take them off, you stack them on here, and it's just like what's available at your local department store, except this one's better because I made it myself. Next to that, everyone's familiar with those little phone stands you find at the dollar store and whatnot. Those are no good. The phone always sits on an angle, sometimes it falls off. They're really cheap and they break all the time. I designed something that will allow me to keep my phone at 90 degrees when I'm laying in bed, sitting at my desk, and I just want to watch a YouTube video or some news on my phone. Now I have the option to do that. And this was a product that I couldn't find anywhere on the market before. I had the idea and I built it. It's a first prototype, and next time when I make one for someone else, I'll be able to improve on any shortcomings that I had the first time. How is woodworking and these woodworking projects relevant to engineering? Well, engineering is kind of the same thing. A client will come to the engineer or the firm with a problem, and the problem needs to be fixed, but they don't know how. They just need a solution. So, in a sense, when I have these different projects around me, they all started from when I saw a problem and I didn't see an immediate solution. The best solution I can think of was to make one myself from scratch, and this solves my problems. This gets me into the mindset of creativity, knowing that there's more than one way to approach any kind of problem, and chances are there's going to be more than one solution that are acceptable at the end. Even next to that, the hobby of designing and creating your own goods to satisfy your problems is in and of itself one of the fundamental principles of engineering, where you design to meet a function, but you design in an economical manner. You don't over-design, so it would cost exuberant amounts of money to finish your project. By gaining experience building different types of woodworking projects, it gives me a sense of economical design. I'm able to start visualizing better what I need to have in the final product in order to have an economical yet fully functional design. And the next most popular hobby of mine is working on both my and my friends' motorcycles. I'm part of the McMaster Motorcycling Club. This club allows people to come together and offer each other a helping hand. Now, The hobby of working on motorcycles is remarkably similar to civil engineering in specific. People may not think so at first, but each action you do, each thing you touch or change on a motorcycle can have a real life or death impact. Imagine a tire locking up, going over 100 kilometers an hour, or a chain coming loose and coming off at highway speeds. These brutal failures could be life-threatening, and that is in a very similar way analogous to civil engineering, where if you design a building, you need to make sure that this building is going to be safe, yet economical, and it's not going to endanger anyone's life who's going to be occupying the building or living around the building. So there you have it, my two extracurricular activities, woodworking and working on motorcycles. These hobbies are both very different from one another and also very different from civil engineering. Yet both of them offer unique perspectives into solving problems and approaching problems with a mindset that you may not have had previously. This is completely analogous to civil engineering because at the end of the day, when you're designing a building or a bridge that is going to have real human occupancy in it and around it, your decisions can affect somebody's life, maybe for the negative. So you need to be extremely careful to use your judgment, your sound judgment, and make ethical decisions in the design process. And ultimately, that's why I believe my two hobbies are relevant to engineering, and that's why I think they're going to make me a better engineer because of the reasons I stated. So, hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching.